Hello everyone, welcome back to this Node.js video series. In the last video, we learned about require function, Node.js module system, and the file system module of Node.js. In this video, we are going to learn about how we can use require function and Node.js module system to import another JavaScript file into our main app.js. Because that will be a real-time scenario, right? We cannot put our entire Node.js application code into a single file. That will be very complex to maintain entire code in a single file. For different purposes, we should be able to create a different JavaScript file and we should be able to use those JavaScript files wherever we require. So for this today's video, I have created the main app.js file named as nodes app.js, as you can see. And then another file which we might be using to import in this our main app.js file, and I named it as a util.js. So all the utility functions or utility variables we will add over here, and we can import that file inside our app.js, and we will try to use or access the variable and function return over in the util.js file. So let's get started. First of all, let's put console.log in both the JS files so that we will be able to get to know that those files are executed correctly. So whenever these files get executed, the respective console.log will be executed and we will get to know that these files are running. Okay, go to util.js and let's create some variable, save it. Suppose this is the external file or another file, okay, and we want to use this first name variable inside our nodes app.js. So without importing, let's directly try to use this variable inside our application. So what will be the command to run the nodes app.js? The command will be node, and let's type the file name. You don't need to type the entire file name, you just type some initial letters, and if you hit tab, then entire file name will automatically appear, and you just need to hit enter. And as expected, we are getting error for the first name, but you can see nodes app.js is executed correctly. So now how to import util.js into our app.js? Using require function. Okay. And as a parameter, we have to pass a string. And now it is very interesting to understand what we are going to pass it over here. So here you have to provide the path to this util.js, and it will start with /. And this // is nothing but it is referring to our nodes app folder. Right? So if you, the moment when you type // it will list down all the files and folder inside nodes app.js. Okay. So whatever our current folder is, it will refer to that path. And you can clearly see we are getting the suggestion as a util file. So the complete name you have to type, that is util.js. Okay, let's save it. Hit the command nodes app.js. Okay, again we are getting error for the first name, even if we have imported the file using required.js. You can see util.js, this console, okay, from this file. It means this file is successfully imported in our nodes app.js. But the problem is why we are not getting the first name. So here it is important for you to understand that each JavaScript file in a Node.js application has its own individual scope. The variable defined over here in the util.js is restricted to the scope of util.js only. To use this variable in nodes app.js, you have to export that variable. And how to do that? Let's understand. So to export this variable present in a util.js, you have to use module system of Node.js. And how to use it? Like this. You will type the module dot exports equal to what we want to export? First name. So let's copy that and paste it over here. So this is how you will export any variable from any file. We are returning the first name. How? So using require function, whatever the parameter, whatever the file we have passed. So as we have write it down, like we are exporting the variable, some of the variable, then it means the require function is going to return what is being exported from that file. So as this require function is returning that variable, we have to save it over here. So we will create another variable. The nodes app.js file is having its own scope. So here we have to again create the variable inside the nodes app.js. And as we already referenced it over here, so let's create the same variable name. We can name it any name. Okay, we can name it like only first nm like that. It will be also fine. This is just to show you that nodes app is having its own scope. So what we are doing now, using require function, we have imported util.js, okay, which is the another file. And now using require, whatever is being exported using the syntax module.export, we are now saving it in our local variable of app.js, and we are using it in the application. So let's save everything. So now let's again run this application using our command nodes app.js, and we can access now the variable from util.js.
So this is how we are going to use module system of Node.js and the require function to import the data from another JavaScript file. Okay, so when I'm saying data, so not only variable but also the functions we are going to import. So let's create a function inside util.js. Let's create addition function. So simply this function will accept the two parameters a comma b and it will return the addition a plus b. So now let's update our module.export. Instead of first name, now we are going to return addition function. So here also in app.js file, we have to make the changes. So let's console the sum by passing the variable. So let's console the sum by passing the parameter 4 comma 5 and let's run the application. And here it is. We are getting the sum 9 and our consoles.
So this is how you can use require function, a node module export to import any external JavaScript file. So this was all about it in this video. Let's meet in another video of this series to learn more about Node.js. Till then, take care. Bye bye.